So thanks for joining us today. We're going to be talking about a really exciting new learning opportunity with Kent Law School and FutureLearn. So today I'm joined by Sian Lewis-Anthony, who is a senior lecturer at Kent Law School. Thanks for joining us today, Sian.
Thanks, Anthony. Nice to be here. Thanks for inviting me.
And we're also here with Mark Wallace, who is representing FutureLearn. Hi, Mark.
Hello. Thank you very much for having me.
So if it's okay with you, Mark, I'd like to start by asking, how would you describe the FutureLearn approach to learning for those who aren't already familiar with it?
The way I would describe FutureLearn is that we are a social learning platform with a wide range of courses providing global access to education for individuals all over the world. And ultimately, we partner with well-respected universities and institutions throughout the world to ensure that we provide a very high level of education and also a very broad range of subjects.
Thank you. And so FutureLearn and Kent have been working together for probably about 5 years now. Could you give us a feel for how the relationship has developed over that time?
Yes, absolutely. I think the way that we would describe it would be that the relationship has grown from strength to strength. Essentially, we started off with a number of short courses, and over the last year, we have grown that relationship and built a number of microcredentials and expert tracks in various different subjects. And we have around about 160,000 learners that have gone through the platform to study with FutureLearn and at the University of Kent.
Yeah, so it's been an exciting journey, and it's pleasing to see now that we're moving into this new space with credit-bearing learning. Could you tell us a bit more about what a microcredential actually is? Because that's what we're talking about today. A new form of learning is now known as microcredentials.
Essentially, microcredentials are learning opportunities to either academic or professional accreditation. We have built a European microcredential framework that allows us to provide robust but flexible courses that are available in a variety of different subjects. And ultimately, the benefit of doing one of these courses is that it will give you 15 postgraduate credits. You could imagine this as a module of learning from a postgraduate qualification.
Thank you. So these are always online only, and I guess they're designed for very flexible learning opportunities so people don't have to give up their day jobs or stop doing what they're already doing.
Yes, that's correct, Anthony. These courses are 100% online and made to fit around your professional and your family life in order for you to be able to take these assessments and to study the subjects at a time that's suitable for yourself.
Thank you, Mark. That was really useful to kind of understand the aims behind the collaboration between FutureLearn and Kent and what we're trying to achieve through these new approaches to learning. Brilliant. So let's take a little more of a deeper delve into the particular topic that we're exploring today. You can see behind me, we're focusing on critical international migration law. And we have with us today Sian Lewis-Anthony, who's a senior lecturer in Kent Law School, telling us a bit more about the microcredential that she has just developed. Can you tell us, Sian, what's the strategy behind developing and delivering microcredentials at Kent Law School?
Well, as you know, and I hope many of those watching know, Kent Law School is one of the UK's leading law schools, and we've got a distinctive critical approach, placing law within its social context. So we don't simply teach what the law is. We ask questions, for example, about law's relationship with power. And it's true that Kent Law School is already recognised for excellence in teaching and research, but consistently with our strong social commitment and working with FutureLearn in this way enables us to broaden our global reach. So as you've just heard, it's possible for people to sign up to this course without having to leave their home or their job. We aim to help people to widen and deepen their knowledge, and at the same time to develop their analytical and their critical skills, and all the while, as I say, remaining right where they are, perhaps alongside their current jobs.
And I know this topic that you have just been building into a new microcredential and that you've been working on is a topic that is really close to your heart. I wonder if you could really give us a bit more detail on that subject of critical international migration law.
Indeed, yes, thank you. So I'm an international human rights lawyer. This has been my kind of passion for all of my professional life. And so the lens through which we're examining migration law is a human rights one in which we focus on migrants as human beings in need of protection, rather than a statist approach in which migrants are perceived as a phenomenon that requires management. So in this course, we're examining the role of law, both national and international, in shaping the experience of migration and indeed shaping what we commonly have come to regard as migration crises. So we're looking at the role of the media and politicians in shaping debates that we have, the public debates that we have on migration. We ask a question about the impact that these narratives have on law and policy. And we also examine the impact of globalization on the movement of people, specifically the movement of people across borders. And we also look at the impact of climate change as a possible driver of migration. There are other things that we look at too, but these are just some sort of fairly key examples. And of course, we examine international refugee law and international human rights law and ask whether these bodies of law are in fact adequate in their scope and reach. Do they in fact protect migrants is really the question that we're kind of most concerned about.
I think that sounds absolutely fascinating. You can see how that will be applicable to people in many professions and walks of life. It's a truly global issue. So a bit more on that. From your perspective, when you were designing the microcredential, who do you think would benefit from taking this new form of learning?
I think it would benefit all kinds of people. I don't want people to be put off by the word law in it. You don't have to be a law graduate in order to take this course. I look forward to welcoming people from all over the world and from different walks of life who have an interest in the nature of modern migration. So a student or a learner, as they're in this context, might be working for a non-governmental organization. They might be working for a governmental department. They might be working to support asylum seekers. And they might be working in a particular field of international law, but want to branch out to a different sort of sub-branch of international law. And it might be people who just really have an interest in the subject matter generally. So, as I say, you don't have to be a law graduate in order to take this course, though, of course, this microcredential will engage in critical analysis of law.
Brilliant, thank you. Now that we know a bit more about this particular learning opportunity, what students can expect to be focusing on and who it might be applicable to or who might be interested in it, maybe we can come back to you, Mark, and you can tell us, what do students do if they're interested in finding out how to sign up or to join the course?
Absolutely. Well, there's a couple of different ways that individuals can sign up. They can search for the University of Kent on the FutureLearn platform, or they can search for the subject on the FutureLearn platform. There are a number of questions that they would have to complete in order to enroll onto their given start date. We do run these a couple of times a year, so you can select the next start date that's suitable for yourself. And if that's not suitable, then you can sign up for another. Ultimately, we'd welcome you to sign up as soon as possible and also look out for other new courses in the future.
Yeah, because we're going to be adding a range of different courses in the coming year, both microcredentials and expert tracks. So it looks like an exciting embarkation for Kent and all sorts of new ways of learning. And we hope also that people who've been learning with us in the past might consider continuing their studies with us in this new and exciting way. Brilliant. So thank you both for giving us all that extra detail on what looks set to be a really exciting learning opportunity in a massively important international field. So thanks for sharing your thoughts today, and I hope it's been of interest to those who've listened, and we look forward to welcoming you to study with us in this new way if you're interested to take a step further. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.